Manifestation begins the moment you decide it's already yours. The energy of desire is one thing, but the energy of embodiment, that's where power lives. Rihanna didn't wait for someone to hand her the crown. She stepped into the room like she already wore it. That's the secret. You have to carry yourself like the future is already inside you. Manifestation isn't wishful thinking, it's magnetic alignment. When you start believing with your body, your walk, your voice, and your choices, the universe bends. It doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to certainty. That's why Rihanna manifests with ease, because she never begs for what she already knows belongs to her. You can't speak abundance while moving in fear. You can't claim love while acting out of lack. You can't call in power while shrinking from your own reflection. Manifestation is not only a thought, it's a frequency. And your frequency is shaped by your daily habits, your inner dialogue, your energy hygiene. The way you treat yourself when no one is watching, that's where your manifestation either grows or dissolves. Rihanna moves like a queen because she made a decision to live like one before the world even noticed. You must make that same decision. Right now, you have to declare that you are the thing you're seeking. It's not enough to want it, you have to become it. Move like you already have the success. Speak like the love is already in your life. Dress like the money is already in your account. Not because you're delusional, but because energy leads reality. When you embody the version of you who already has what they desire, you start collapsing timelines. You pull the future into the now. Rihanna didn't just become, she aligned. She acted in harmony with the vibration of her dreams until they had no choice but to manifest. Stop waiting, stop overthinking, stop doubting, decide. Energy doesn't lie. When you're indecisive, the universe is too. When you're uncertain, opportunities pass you by. But when you lock in, when you vibrate with confidence, when you move like you already are, the world catches up. Manifestation doesn't come from lack. It comes from embodiment. It comes from walking like the door is already open. Rihanna didn't ask for space. She built her own table. She created her own lane. She made herself undeniable. You don't manifest from desperation. You manifest from wholeness, from believing that you are enough right now. Not after the glow up, not after the relationship, not after the career, now. And when you start believing that, life starts delivering. The people, the opportunities, the miracles, they find you. You become a magnet. But magnets don't chase, they attract. That's the truth Rihanna lives by. And that's the truth you need to start owning. Every time you act in alignment with your highest self, you're planting a seed of manifestation. Every time you choose faith over fear, you water it. Every time you walk like it's already yours, you accelerate the growth. But the moment you start doubting, comparing, or playing small, you slow the momentum. Your energy is the engine. If you want more, be the love, be the peace, be the abundance, be the power. It all starts with your energy. So manifest like Rihanna, bold, fierce, certain. Don't wish, decide. Don't hope, embody. Don't wait, create. Speak what you want into existence, then live like it's non-negotiable. That's the real magic. That's the power of pure love energy. And when you show up like it's already yours, the universe has no choice but to respond in your favor. There's a shift that happens when you finally realize you weren't born to chase applause, you were born to echo truth. Leading with love means you stop trying to fit into systems that were never designed for your magic. It means you stop watering yourself down just to be digestible. Rihanna never begged for validation. She gave the world her art, her energy, her truth, and let the universe respond. You have to stop leading with the need for approval and start leading with the force of your authenticity. The more you crave external validation, the further you drift from your core. Love doesn't chase, love doesn't perform, love doesn't ask for permission. Love leads. Approval is addictive, but it's also unstable. One day you'll be the favorite, the next day you'll be the villain. If you let the noise of others determine your worth, you'll live a life of emotional bankruptcy. Rihanna didn't become a cultural force by asking, will they like this? She became iconic because she asked, is this true to me? That's the shift. That's the power. Leading with love is trusting your inner compass even when no one claps. Even when you're misunderstood, even when you're alone. That kind of love is fearless. The real flex is not being liked by everyone, it's being respected for standing in your truth. That's what love does. It doesn't mold itself to be accepted, it anchors itself to purpose. When you lead with love, your energy speaks for itself. You don't have to prove, push, or perform. You simply are, and that's enough. Rihanna made it clear she's not here to follow trends, she sets them. And that's the vibration you need to tap into. You're not here to be a copy, you're here to be a frequency, a vibration so strong it wakes people up. Stop shrinking for people who don't even see you. Stop bending for systems that don't honor you. The more you seek approval, the more you give away your power. But when you love yourself deeply and lead from that place, you stop asking questions like, am I enough? And start declaring, I am the standard. Rihanna never waited for the world to approve of her boldness, her voice, her vision. She led with it, and the world followed. That's what you're here to do. That's what pure love energy feels like. Unbothered, untamed, unwavering. People will misunderstand you. They will question your path. They will judge what they can't comprehend. But if you spend your life editing yourself to be accepted, you'll die with your soul still unpublished. You weren't sent here to blend. You were sent here to shift frequencies. You were sent to be the one who breaks the mold. And that requires courage. That requires love. The kind of love that says, even if I'm the only one clapping, I'll still keep going. There is no legacy in people pleasing. There's no greatness in playing safe. The ones who lead with love are the ones who light the way for others. They aren't always the most celebrated at first, but they're the most remembered. Rihanna didn't just change music, she changed culture. Because she stayed true to her energy. Because she didn't flinch when the world tried to box her in. You have that same power, but you have to stop asking, do they see me, and start asking, am I seeing myself? Lead with love, not for recognition, but for revolution. Love that says, I don't need your permission to be powerful. Love that creates, heals, dares, and elevates. The kind of love that doesn't just inspire, it activates. That's who you are, that's what you carry. You're not meant to chase, you're meant to lead. With truth, with energy, with love so pure, it moves mountains. And when you finally stop looking outward for confirmation and start trusting your own inner knowing, that's when your frequency becomes unstoppable. The moment you decide something is already yours, your entire vibration changes. Manifestation doesn't begin with a wish, it begins with a decision. The energy of indecision is confusion, and confusion delays everything. But when you manifest like you already have it, like Rihanna does, you step into a realm where the physical world starts bending to match your belief. Rihanna never waited for success to show her she was worthy. She embodied her success before the world recognized it. That's not delusion. That's alignment. That's walking in certainty while the rest of the world catches up. That's the power of pure love energy moving through intention. When you want something, you send a signal. When you believe you already have it, you become the signal. That's the shift. You can't just hope for transformation while carrying the same habits, the same mindset, the same patterns. You have to become the version of yourself who lives in that reality. If you want love, start loving yourself like you're already cherished. If you want abundance, treat every dollar like you already live in overflow. Rihanna didn't wait for fashion houses or the music industry to validate her. She created space where her presence demanded respect. She became her vision before the world approved it. Manifestation is about frequency. The words you say mean nothing if your energy doesn't match. You can say I'm confident, but if your posture, your tone, your actions scream insecurity, the universe will mirror your real signal, not your words. You must speak it, walk it, and live it in real time. Move like it's already done. That's the language of manifestation. That's the attitude Rihanna lives by. She doesn't hope to be iconic. She is, with every breath, every step, every look. That certainty pulls results out of thin air. You have to drop the desperation. You don't attract miracles when you're gripping outcomes with fear. You attract them when you let go, trust deeply, and show up fully. When you're constantly checking if it's working, you're signaling doubt. But when you move with faith, your energy says, I don't need to see it to believe it. I believe it so fully that I'm already living it. Rihanna doesn't second guess her power. She wears it, she moves with it, and that's what magnetizes her success. You must learn to do the same. The only permission you ever needed was your own. Start visualizing your life like the movie's already playing. Feel the emotions, see the scenes, speak the dialogue. Let it become your new normal. Manifestation isn't passive, it's performance. You're the lead character, not the understudy. Stop rehearsing failure, stop replaying fear, stop expecting lack. Begin embodying the story you actually want to live. Speak as her, dress as him, move as them. Your future self is already watching you, waiting for you to catch up. That's not a fantasy, it's a frequency you tap into when you believe without proof. When Rihanna walks into a room, she's not looking for confirmation, she's bringing it. She's not asking if she belongs, she's declaring it. That energy shifts everything. Manifest like that, manifest like the decision's already been made and your only job is to show up and live it out. Don't wait until the money lands, the relationship arrives, the applause starts. Show up now as if it already has. The energy you embody creates the results you receive. That's the truth people forget. It's not about trying harder, it's about believing deeper. So go ahead and live like it's already yours. Because the moment you do, life has no choice but to reflect that back to you. You won't need to chase, to force, to beg. You'll attract. You'll receive. You'll rise. Because when you manifest like Rihanna, you're not just wishing, you're claiming. You're not just asking, you're becoming. That's how pure love energy manifests miracles. Not from need, but from knowing. Not from lack, but from overflow. Not from someday, but from now. Your energy is sacred. It's your essence, your light, your unseen power source. And just like Rihanna doesn't hand her soul over to just anyone, you shouldn't either. Protecting your energy isn't about being cold, it's about being clear. It's about knowing your worth so deeply that you no longer beg for space in places that drain you. Not everyone deserves access to your light. Not every situation deserves your time. Not every message deserves your response. Your energy is platinum, rare, powerful, and valuable. And when you treat it as such, your life starts moving differently. You have to learn to say no without guilt, to walk away without explanation, to trust your intuition without needing approval. Protecting your energy means creating boundaries that honor your peace. It means recognizing when someone's presence is dimming your glow. It means choosing silence over chaos, solitude over superficial company, and healing over history. Rihanna didn't become a global force by saying yes to everything. She said yes to what matched her frequency and no to what didn't. That's why she's untouchable. That's why she's radiant. She's selective, not because she's better, but because she's clear. Clarity is power. When you're clear about who you are, you don't entertain confusion, you don't chase people to understand your value, you don't water yourself down just to be liked. Protecting your energy means realizing that not all love is healing, not all attention is sincere, and not all opportunities are meant for your soul. You have to feel the difference between what's feeding your growth and what's feeding your ego. And once you know that difference, you never go back. When you protect your energy, you reclaim your power. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop explaining and start evolving. You stop pleasing and start leading. Rihanna doesn't explain herself. She expresses herself. And that is your calling too. Express your truth, not for approval, but for alignment. Your peace is priceless. Your light is potent. You weren't sent here to be drained, you were sent here to shine. And that requires discernment. That requires saying, I choose me, even if it costs your comfort. Now step into the kind of love that doesn't chase, it leads. The kind of love that doesn't beg, it becomes. Rihanna never waits for someone to tell her she's enough. She walks in the room like it's obvious, and that's the mindset you need to embody. Love doesn't ask for permission. It shows up, bold, clear, whole. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be legendary, to stand for something real, to radiate something unforgettable. Approval is temporary. Legacy is eternal. Leading with love doesn't mean you always feel soft. It means you stay rooted in your truth. Love sets boundaries. Love says no. Love says this version of me doesn't shrink to fit your comfort zone. Rihanna didn't rise by trying to fit into boxes, she broke them. She didn't water herself down to gain love, she poured into herself until she overflowed. That's how she leads. That's how you must lead. Let your love be bold, fierce, and untamed. Let your frequency speak before your words do. Let your standards reflect the love you have for yourself. When you lead with love, you no longer fear rejection, because you're no longer seeking to be chosen. You've already chosen yourself. That kind of love radiates. That kind of energy builds empires. That kind of frequency doesn't just inspire, it awakens. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to lead with energy so pure, it shifts rooms, so powerful, it changes lives, so authentic, it echoes. That's the legacy of pure love energy. That's how Rihanna moves. And that's how you rise. Loving yourself isn't something you do after everything is perfect. It's the power that makes everything align. Fierce self-love is not about looking in the mirror and saying you're pretty. It's about standing in your truth when no one claps for you. It's about holding your ground when life throws silence at your soul. It's about being there for yourself when others disappear. Rihanna didn't become Rihanna because she waited for someone to validate her. She chose herself every day, loudly, boldly, and without apology. That kind of love becomes armor. That kind of love turns wounds into wisdom. That kind of love shifts timelines. You're not here to shrink yourself into a version that others accept. You're here to rise as the version that your soul recognizes. Fierce self-love is spiritual rebellion. It's choosing yourself in a world that profits from your doubt. It's saying, I'm worthy even when everything around you screams the opposite. Rihanna took her scars and made them sacred. She wore her story not like a secret, but like a crown. That's the kind of love you need to give yourself, the kind that says, no matter what happens, I will not abandon me. When you love yourself like that, you no longer tolerate half-hearted love, lukewarm friendships, or surface-level dreams. You rise, you glow, you start commanding your life like the masterpiece it is. The world mirrors how you treat yourself. If you honor your energy, the world begins to honor it too. Rihanna gave us permission to be soft and strong at the same time, to be vulnerable and powerful, to be sensual and sacred. That's what fierce love does. It holds space for all of you, not just the parts the world praises. It's time to stop negotiating your value. You are not a bargain. You are not for sale. You are not here to prove yourself. You are here to be yourself, fully and completely. Fierce self-love is not selfish. It's sacred. It's your birthright. It's the foundation from which everything else flows. If you've been feeling lost, drained, or unseen, return to love. Not the love from outside, but the pure, fierce, unshakable love that lives in your chest. The kind of love that says, I am enough because I exist. That's the revolution. That's the medicine. That's the frequency that changes lives. Now, here's the truth. Nobody wants to say out loud. Pain is the price of power. Every tear you cried became a lesson. Every person who betrayed you was a teacher. Every lonely night built your resilience. Rihanna didn't rise without storms. She rose because of them. She let the fire refine her, not destroy her. And that's exactly what you must do. Turn your pain into diamond energy. Use it. Alchemize it. When life hands you silence, you create a song. When life hands you darkness, you become the light. You are not broken, you are building. Every scar you carry is evidence of survival. Every setback you faced was secretly setting you up. The pain didn't come to destroy you, it came to wake you up. Your strength was forged into chaos. You just didn't realize it yet. But now you're aware. Now you're awake. And now it's time to transform. The moment you start using your wounds instead of hiding them is the moment you become unstoppable. Pain is a portal. If you walk through it with intention, it takes you somewhere sacred, somewhere stronger. Rihanna didn't hide her journey, she channeled it. She gave voice to her experience and let the world feel her fire. That's the power of turning pain into diamond energy. You become a lighthouse for others still lost in their storm. You become the proof that beauty can rise from the ashes. You become the truth they never thought possible. And that is pure love in its fiercest form. You are not just energy, you are pure love energy, and when you walk into a room, your presence should speak before your words do. This is about owning your frequency like royalty. When Rihanna enters a space, she doesn't just participate, she dominates. Not with arrogance, but with alignment. She doesn't dim her light to make others comfortable, and neither should you. Your frequency is your fingerprint, your divine signature, your vibration is your brand. And the moment you decide to show up fully, unapologetically, you begin to teach the world how to treat you. You start magnetizing people, opportunities, and miracles that match your energy. That's not magic, it's alignment. Confidence doesn't mean pretending to be something you're not. It means realizing who you've always been, but were too distracted, too conditioned, or too scared to see. You don't need to become Just uncover, strip away the noise, the shame, the doubt. And there you are, pure love in motion. People will feel it before they understand it. Your presence will shift energy fields. That's what Rihanna does. That's what you're meant to do too. Confidence isn't cocky, it's clarity. Clarity of purpose. Clarity of worth. Clarity of who you are when the world isn't watching. There's something magnetic about someone who isn't seeking permission to shine. That's the energy you must embody daily. Rihanna doesn't wait for applause before delivering brilliance. She creates from her soul, knowing her truth will find the ones meant to receive it. You must walk in your frequency like it's your birthright, because it is. This isn't about being loud, it's about being rooted. When you're rooted in your frequency, you no longer shrink in rooms where you once felt too small. You expand, you command, you radiate. Stop questioning your magic. Stop minimizing your voice. You weren't made to blend in. You were designed to electrify. Every step you take, every word you speak, every boundary you set, it all signals the universe that you've awakened. And when you wake up to your power, the world shifts. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You stopped asking and you started declaring. You stopped waiting and you started embodying. You stopped shrinking and you started glowing. This is your era of full expression. No dimming, no diluting, no disguising. You show up in your truth and everything else will rearrange. The relationships that can't match your energy will fall away and new soul-aligned connections will appear. The opportunities that once felt out of reach will start chasing you. That's the result of owning your frequency like royalty. When your energy is anchored in truth, you don't chase, you attract. You don't beg, you bless. You don't explain. You elevate. Rihanna became an icon not just because of talent, but because of presence, because of how she held herself, because of how she knew her value long before the world did. That's what you must do now. Recognize your frequency, honor your light, stop treating your energy like it's casual, it's divine. Move through life like you were sent here with a purpose, because you were. The world doesn't need another copy, it needs your original essence, untouched, uncensored, and fully embodied. So wear your energy like a crown. Speak your truth like a song that can't be silenced. Walk into every room like your presence is the healing. That's what pure love energy feels like. That's what royalty radiates. That's who you are when you stop pretending you're anything less. And once you taste that power, you'll never return to anything small. You'll never question again if you're enough. You'll know you've always been more than enough. You've been the entire frequency.